I want to share my heart with you openly. So please give me your best ear for a couple minutes. I desire to honor God and help you. That's what I live for. I do not live to have my name known or to be famous or be liked no, I live to honor God and help you. That's why I'm here. I want to reach people with the good news of Jesus. I want to strengthen the body, and I want to glorify the Lord. If that makes me the most famous man on the planet or the most hated man on the planet is not the issue. I live to please the Lord. Now, Paul wrote in Romans 14 that we should please one another, meaning if I can serve you and help you to put your needs first. So if by my living a certain way causes you to stumble, if I can avoid that, right? Maybe I eat certain things and that causes you to stumble, Paul says in Romans 14. Well, then I won't eat that because I don't want to hurt you. So in that sense, we seek to please one another. But in terms of who I'm trying to please, ultimately, I'm trying to please God, period. I'll read comments, well, you're changing your tune because you don't want to be deplatformed. What? You actually think for a split second that influences decisions we make? Are you serious? I'd rather get banned than compromise. I'd rather be in prison than compromise. I'd rather lose my life than compromise. And I know many of you feel the same way. I don't think in terms like that. Well, he's changing his position because he wants to be liked by what? Are you serious? I think of what Paul wrote to the Galatians in Galatians 1, where he said, if I yet please men, I wouldn't be a servant of the Messiah. That's how I live my life. God knows, as I pour my heart out to him alone on my face and saying, God, I just want people to know you, to experience your goodness, to know the truth about you. That's what I live for. And that's why I get frustrated when I can't help people. It's not because I want to be proven right. I'm trying to communicate something so you'll understand what moves me, what motivates me. For example, when we tackle QAnon, I'm not trying to rile people, nor am I trying to please some segment that rejects QAnon. This is something that began to look at, began to get concerned about, had an expert guest on it. Absolutely, we're trying to find out how to get praying medic Dave Hayes on to interact with Jim Beverly. With a heartbeat, of course I'll do that. Of course I will. That's why we open the phones for 2 days for people to call in to differ. All right? My goal is to help people. I'll address issues innocently. Someone will ask me a question, I'll answer it only to find out it's the big controversy of the hour and I just got in hot water. Fine. I'm going to pursue the truth. Wherever that leads. If I have to change your view on something, so be it. If it costs me support, so be it. But what grieves me is an extraordinary attitude of closed-mindedness. And I want to speak to you plainly. Some of you are actually responding as if you're in cults. Whatever group it is, I'm not making any assumption about what group or whatever. You actually are responding with cult-like, closed-minded tendencies. And that scares me because I want to help people with truth, and I can't even reason with them. Let me give you an example. I published an article yesterday asking the question, is QAnon helping pedophiles more than harming them? And I started off with a very famous interaction now between President Trump and an interviewer on NBC during a town hall. So words 7 through 9 in the first line reference this was on NBC because that's where it took place. That's where the president held it, on NBC. And I quote what happened. All right. So in response to that article, which I encourage everyone to read, especially if you care about child trafficking and pedophilia and you want to see this eradicated, this horror from the planet. Okay. So the number one response in terms of getting the most likes in response to that on our Facebook page, which has good reach. I mean, we've got about 600,000 followers and reach millions of people every week. All right. Look at the number one response. This is frightening to me, friends. Frightening. Here it is. It's from David. I honestly stopped reading when I got to interviewed at length by NBC. If anyone follows any mainstream media and regurgitates anything that they spew, they have lost my respect. Simple as that. What? Because I mentioned the president did this interview on NBC. The moment he saw the words NBC, he stopped reading. Friends, this is scary. This is scary. And what's scarier is that got more likes than any other response in the article. Now, many people were rational. Many people challenged David, as he should be challenged. And God help him. God help him to be someone who pursues truth. It would be one thing if I said, I know this is crazy and controversial, but I'm saying this on the authority of NBC. Well, then question it. Then say, I'm not going to listen to the authority of NBC. But when I'm quoting the president, President Trump, when he was on NBC quoting his words, I'm not going to read it. And you mentioned NBC. Are you serious? But here's some of the other comments that follow. I mean, this scares me. I don't care about me. I don't care about if you like my article or not, or buy my book or not, or think I'm a cool guy or an idiot. That's not the issue. I want to help you. I want to be of service to you. And I just come to your front door because someone sent me a letter for you and it says urgent, and it actually is a big tax refund they're trying to get to you, right? And I knock on your door and say, you're a thief. You're here to... No, I'm trying to deliver something. I'm trying to help you. That mustache. I saw in a dream last night someone come over with a mustache, and I'm sure I got it. I'm your neighbor. I got something for you. I'm trying to help you. Here, look at some of the other comments. David, sad to say that Dr. Brown still believes the corporate media, not aware of the devil's scheme, too academic minded. This is Domingo. Are you serious? Domingo believes the mainstream media, too academic. I'm quoting the president when he was on NBC. Please, I'm not upset for me. I'm upset for you. I'm trying to help people. How about this? Another David, that and white supremacy, which is why I quit reading it. Dr. Brown might be a Hebrew and Greek scholar, but it seems that he'd like to become the political oracle of the evangelical church, which has been mostly pro-Trump and pro-Constitution. I voted for Trump twice, and I'm pro-Constitution. The white supremacy, I'm quoting a discussion. They asked the president to denounce white supremacy and then QAnon. I'm not allowed to quote that? What am I supposed to say? That's where the president did the interview by his choice on NBC. I'm not allowed to quote him because it was on NBC? Are you serious? But friends, this is why I get concerned. This is cult-like. This is just, I'm not listening. I'm not, you put our hands over our eyes, our ears. I'm not listening. You can say that's what we're doing. And that to me is frankly scary. You say, well, the left does it all the time. That scares me too. Well, how come you don't call it the left? I do day and night. Read the articles. How about this from Laura? David, right? This is a distract tactic. Someone is out to alter the narrative and perception. This is not a tactic. I'm quoting the president on NBC. It's not a tactic. Jonathan, Kirk, no, but he running with the same MSM narrative, misdirected, misinformation, and partial. not running with the narrative. How do I help people like this? I was interacting with Nancy last night, and I said, "Can I help these people?" She said, "No." There's no ability to listen. There's no ability to reason. You know what it reminds me of? My sister and I, we were little. My dad owned a summer house in Long Island before we moved to Long Island. So we spend the summer there, and he'd commute into work in New York City because we lived in New York City. And I don't know, my sister's maybe 7 or something. I was 4. And there was a neighbor, and their girl was like 2 years old. And we were taking a walk down the street. Those days you could do that. Taking a walk down the street. And the little girl said, "I want to come with you." So my sister said, "You have to ask your mommy." So she said, "Mom." And her mother said, "Yes." The little girl said, "She said yes." That's the way this is the type of, quote, reasoning we're doing with people. Here, how about this one? Mark, NBC, you've gone off the cliff. And that has a bunch of, and you see people run with it. Mike Brown, Dr. Brown, he believes in NBC. He follows the mainstream media. Are you serious? This is what we're dealing with, friends. This, frankly, scares me because truth has gone out the window. The ability to communicate has gone out the window. Sandy, I think you've lost it. I lost it because I quoted the president when he was on NBC. That means I follow mainstream media and have sold out the president. What? Boy, are you on the wrong side of this one from Claire? And you are shortly going to be shown. Hope you don't lose too much money on your new book. We're in a way different season you've ever thought of. Brace yourself and you'll be flabbergasted when you find out who Q is. Cult. That's a cultist speaking there. Angela, more lies from the mainstream media. You understand why I'm so exercised over this? Do you understand why I'm so grieved? This is a spirit of deception, the shutting of the mind and the shutting of the eyes, the shutting of the ears. You can't even interact with folks like this. May God help them.